If your mackerel smells too strong or turns dry after cooking, don't blame the fish just yet. The biggest difference happens before it ever reaches the heat. Today I'm going to show you how to cook delicious, flavorful mackerel, along with a whole bunch of little tips that even your fishmonger may not know. And I'm Tracy, so let's get started. Before cutting the fish open, I always check the gills first because they're one of the easiest places to judge the condition of the fish. Fresh gills are usually naturally red or pink, while gills that have turned darker feel slimy or have a strong smell usually mean the fish is no longer as fresh as it once was, and the fishy odor may become stronger when you cook it. That's why the gills are one of the areas I always clean very thoroughly before cooking. There are several ways to remove them. You can use your fingers or the tip of a knife to carefully pull them out. Look at that, they come out quite easily. Or if you prefer something even simpler, you can just cut the whole head off. My family doesn't really like the head, so I usually choose to remove it completely. Next, cut off the tail. Then make a cut along the belly of the fish. You'll immediately see the innards inside, so use the tip of your knife to scrape them all out. Mackerel naturally has a rich flavor, but pay attention here. Even after you remove all the innards, if there's still blood collected along the backbone, or a dark membrane left inside the belly, the fish can smell much stronger once it starts cooking. At this point, use a towel to wipe and absorb anything still left inside the belly, and also pat the skin on the outside dry. Make sure the fish is completely dry both inside and out. This step is very important because too much moisture on the surface can make it harder for the seasoning to stick and can cause the fish to steam instead of developing that delicious roasted crust. I used to rush through this step and wonder why my mackerel still smelled a little fishy. Once I started cleaning and drying it properly, the difference was very clear. So remember, always start with a clean, dry piece of fish. Okay, now let's cut the fish into nice serving-sized pieces. Depending on the size of the fish, you can cut it into 2 to 3 or 4 even pieces. Try to keep the pieces about the same size so they cook evenly in the oven. Arrange the pieces evenly on a tray or in a large bowl and season them with a few simple ingredients before baking. I usually start by sprinkling a little salt over all sides of the fish. This helps preserve its fresh flavor and gives the fish a richer, more balanced taste from the very beginning. Next, add a little fish seasoning. You can use any kind you like, and it's usually very easy to find at most grocery stores. Then add a little onion powder, garlic powder, and ginger powder. These simple seasonings give the fish a warm, distinctive, and more inviting aroma. If you like a little heat, sprinkle in some chili powder as well. And here's one ingredient. I definitely wouldn't skip about 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. It helps reduce the fishy smell very effectively. Finally, add a little vegetable oil to give the fish some moisture and shine. Then gently rub the mixture all over so every piece is evenly coated. Let the mackerel marinate for about 15 to 20 minutes. This short resting time gives all those flavors a chance to soak in evenly before the fish goes into the oven. While the mackerel is marinating, you can go ahead and prepare the rice mixture to serve with it. Add about 200 grams of rinsed rice to a large baking tray and spread it out into a thin, even layer so the rice cooks more evenly. Sprinkle in a little salt for extra flavor, then add some dried herbs. You can use any kind you like, but I usually use dried dill for this dish because it pairs really well with the fish. Next, place a few small pieces of butter on top of the rice. As the butter melts, it will add more aroma and richness to the entire tray. Finely chop half a red onion and scatter it over the top. Then peel 2 potatoes, cut them into bite-sized pieces, and spread them evenly across the tray. Do the same with 1 bell pepper. At this point season everything with a little more salt, black pepper, garlic powder, or any seasoning blend you like. Drizzle a little vegetable oil over the top. Finally, prepare the sauce for this mixture by combining 1 tablespoon of tomato paste with 2 cups of water. Stir until everything is fully dissolved, then pour it evenly over all the ingredients in the tray. At this point, your mackerel has also had enough time to marinate, so arrange the pieces on the tray, making sure they don't overlap, so the heat can reach each piece evenly while baking. Next, take a sheet of parchment paper and cover the top of the tray. But before covering it lightly wet the parchment with water, then gently crumple it and place it over the entire tray. The damp parchment helps hold in moisture while everything cooks, so the fish and vegetables are less likely to dry out in the oven. Make sure the oven is preheated before placing the tray inside. Bake at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or about 200 degrees Celsius for around 40 to 45 minutes. If your oven has a convection fan at the back, turn it on to help the hot air circulate more evenly. During this time, the mackerel, potatoes, onion, bell pepper, and rice all cook together and soak up all the wonderful flavors in the tray. After about 30 minutes in the oven, the dish will start to look really appetizing. Carefully remove the tray and take off the damp parchment paper. You'll see that the fish and vegetables are already cooked through and still wonderfully moist, but we're not quite finished yet. To give the mackerel a beautiful golden, slightly crispy crust, spray a thin layer of oil over the fish. This will add even more flavor and help the surface develop a deeper color as it continues to bake. Place the tray back in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or about 200 degrees Celsius and bake uncovered for the final 10 to 15 minutes. Keep an eye on it during these last few minutes, because this is when the outside of the fish starts turning a beautiful golden brown. Once the fish has that lovely golden brown color, it's done. Take the tray out of the oven. Just look at that fish. The outside is golden and looks so appetizing, while the inside is still juicy and tender. Oh, it smells absolutely wonderful. I can't wait to taste it. Gently lift a piece of mackerel onto a plate, then spoon some rice and vegetables right beside it. The fish is tender, juicy, and full of flavor with a lightly roasted exterior and deliciously flavorful meat inside. The rice is fragrant and rich, soaking up all the sauce from the fish and vegetables. Everything comes together perfectly in every bite. I hope you'll give this mackerel recipe a try because it's simple, delicious, and full of flavor. If you enjoyed cooking with me today, please give the video a like, share it with someone who loves seafood, and subscribe to the channel for more easy recipes you can make at home. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.